Right, welcome back to the channel and a new video. Nice to see everyone. I know you haven't seen me in a couple of weeks. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, as it usually does. Yeah, so it's been quite busy the last couple of weeks. So we've got a few updates and a few little things that I want to talk about today. Bit of a vlog video, but firstly I want to talk about this credit card scam that happened to me, I don't know, probably nearly 12 months ago now. So if you're all regular watchers, you would have seen we did videos of this at the time. I never released any footage, kind of left it as, you know, in the hands of the establishment. Anyway, I had a phone call the other day. 12 months have gone by. It was a chap from Birmingham, good bloke actually. Don't want to knock this fella because he was alright, but come to the end of the investigation and yeah, not enough evidence. So he's been chasing these people for 12 months and there's not enough evidence to get him. And I wasn't the only one through that. He had a bulk from this same group. He told me what he had and different bits and bobs. He had 8 people on his books there that he was fighting for. So I got hit along with another 7 other people. So he was chasing them for about 12 months, and he's chased the phone numbers, he's chased this, he's chased that. The guy that was arrested up here, he had interviews with him, a few other little things around that. This guy isn't speaking, no, don't know who they are, nothing to do with me, I'm just a driver. He was also chasing a couple of other people that must have been involved from the other cases, and they've all said the same. Everyone's keeping quiet, nobody's saying anything, and there's just not enough evidence there now. So they said it's borderline impossible to prosecute for these sort of fraud cases. He says he levelled with me and said, look, it's borderline impossible. I mean, we struggle like hell. It'd have been easy if somebody goes into a shop and nicks something. He's like, we can work that, that's easy. This hiding behind phone numbers and all sorts of stuff like that, he's like, we've literally got nothing. We've got a phone number and that's it. And everyone says, well, that's nothing to do with me. So these guys have got off him, and they basically, is a long story, and they've been chasing him for 12 months. Maybe in the future they'll slip up, maybe, and someone maybe will be able to reopen a case and kind of tie it in, but as it stands, mate, like, waste of time. The only person, because I didn't tell anyone about this at the time, the only person that actually got in any sort of bother from that whole thing was me. So basically, I got, when the police arrested that chap in that truck, I was quite quick on his tail, shall we say, and, you know, some driving laws, offences may have been broken in that process, that I was chasing said person in his van, and one of the police officers that was involved in that arrest then turned on me and tried to take my licence off me. Long story short, it all kind of washed itself back, and I ended up going on a course for going through a red light. So the only one who's actually come off worse was me. I should have just done nothing, but that's how it went anyway. So, but yeah, I said I'd keep you updated. That's the update for that. That's the end of the story. Probably won't hear anything more from that. If I do, yeah, that's fine. I'm not going to release this guy's picture and all the rest of it, because again, they can't prove it's him. He's saying he's a driver. We all know he's not a driver and he was involved, but I don't want to start putting his picture on the internet and then him come back, no, I'm a driver, you know what I mean, I'm nothing to do with this group. So we'll just draw a line, leave it there. Right, it's Monday morning, it's bank holiday. We're not really doing anything today opening wise, so I'm just gonna run down and get a brew, and I'll talk you through what's happened this week. So problems. Why I haven't done any film the last couple of weeks, like I said, I've been quite busy, so I've had loads of little issues. So my first problem I had is my old truck. my L322 Range Rover. I went out in it in the morning. Well, I parked up that night, usual, jumped out, went out in the morning, battery light stayed on. Thought, oh no, like belt's come off or something, you know. Anyway, jumped underneath, had a quick look, popped the bonnet, yeah, belt's still on, right, yeah, on these failed. So I was like, shit. And I can't live without that truck. As much as I got my new truck, I can't live without my old truck. You know, I don't mind living with issues and niggles, but I can't live without the truck. So that whole day was written off. I had to try and source alternator. I've got a place where they do rebuild them, but it was closed. It was a Sunday or a Monday or something. I can't remember what day it was. It might have even been a Friday. Yeah, I think it was a Friday. So yeah, straight down the scrapyard. Wanted to take it off first. Went to the scrapyard, see if I could find something. I managed to find one. It wasn't the same one, but it was off a BMW, and the hanger and the bracket was all the same. So I threw that on. Cost me 20 quid. Put all the belts back on. She's back now on the road. But I lost a day gone. You know, I had plans for the day, and it was just like, well, that's out the window. I've got to fix this truck now. And then as soon as I was on the truck, I thought, right, let's get everything else sorted on it that I know that needs doing. So it's had 2 new height sensors as well, one on the front and one on the back, and that's now got my air suspension all working again. So ever since I stopped using it, we had a few issues. Anyway, she's back on the road now, everything's running up. She's got MOT coming up as well in October, so I need to make sure that's on point, stock wise, machine wise. So then I'll take you my unit now, actually, because I'm going with you now, I'll show you. So I've had a UTV as well, which is at home. That was an absolute pig. Injector seals and a few other little bits and bobs on that one. One job led to another. Before you know it, you're spending hours on it. And then again, yeah, I've got a Stiga mower in there now, and I'll show you that now when I get there. So this has been an absolute nightmare. I bought this, would have been about a week ago. Went through it, serviced, it's had new blades, full service, just a full check over really. Everything was spot on when it came. Come to start it the other day, and I had problems. So went to start it, we had nothing. I thought, oh, battery's gone flat. Checked the battery, nothing. Battery was fine, went through everything, and turned out to be the starter motor. So the starter motor gave up, so I had to get that refurbished. I took that to my man, he's put a new solenoid on it, checked it all out, the thing had seized itself up somehow, put that back on, nothing. So I was like, what else is it? So I took it all apart, I went through the whole machine. In the end, I managed to found a break in the signal wire, which turned out to be here in the loom, in the plug. The plug had failed, so I had a break in the wire in there. I then sorted that out, worked fine. I thought, right, got a problem, turn the key, nothing. So then I went diagnosing again, and then I found that the switch had failed also. So it got to a point where it was just running away with itself. So it's had a starter motor rebuild, it's had wiring issues sorted out, I've had to put a new switch on it. That was 80 quid for a switch, ridiculous, but because it's diesel, that's what they are. So I went through the whole thing. In the process then I thought, oh, my gearbox oil's disappeared. So you have a reservoir on here for gearbox oil. So I topped that up, started it up, thought, right, I'm back to where we were, drove it, it ruined the belt. So something to do with that gearbox it's not happy, so I've ended up stripping. It took me ages. I ended up trying to diagnose what had gone wrong with that, so I ended up sucking all the oil out the gearbox. That's why it's empty now. So she's had a full gearbox flush. So I've sucked all the oil out of there with me oil pump. Went through the whole system of the drive. Anyway, the belt had got a bit warm. It's good though, it's not too bad. I won't have to replace that. But the idler pulley is gone, completely gone. It's eating it away. So I've had to order a new idler pulley, but it's bank holiday Monday, so that should be here tomorrow. So I can get that sorted. Then I'll fill this gearbox up then with the right oil and we'll go from there. So that was an issue that came in. Like I say, it was meant to be a straightforward job. It come in running. I thought, service, new set of blades, check over, she's ready to go. So that one's been an absolute nightmare. And just in general, I'm not putting my lights on, so sorry it's a bit dark, but when I put my lights on in here, it flickers. I'm still waiting for someone to try and come and sort these lights out for me. Struggling to try and find anyone who's willing to do it. So I don't know if you guys, you're all on the YouTube, and that anyone local who does electrics wants to come and chuck me a set of lights up, drop me a message, drop me a comment, and we'll go from there. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm up to. Machine wise in here, all I've got in here at the moment is this, which is a John Deere 0 turn. I know I showed you that I think on the previous video, and I've got that in. Other than that, we've still got a big empty space in here. We're struggling to fill it at the moment. I am really struggling to find stock. It's just not coming through like it was, and everything that's coming through is just too dear at the moment. Pointless buying it. You're better off keeping the money in the bank than having stock here that's overpriced. So that is advertised for 3.5. That's a good bit of kit, that though. It's done 400 hours, but it's been well maintained. It is like the bee's knees of kit, this is. It's got a big twin cylinder. It's a Kawasaki engine, even though it's labelled as John Deere. Yeah, it's a good bit of kit, that is. So that's kind of where we're up to. Yeah, so this is where we're up to. So tomorrow, this is what I'm doing today. I'm just prepping for the rest of the week now, getting everything ready. So this thing's going to have a bit more work, and fingers crossed, as soon as I've got that new pulley on, put the belt back on, top the gearbox up, make sure that's all working properly, we shouldn't have any issues, and that should be ready to go again. That one's going to be a loss though. I know from what I've had to spend on it already, it's ran away with itself. So this one will probably, well, I won't say a loss, but I'll be breaking even on that. But this is how it is. Sometimes you don't always win them all. Not ideal, because you're trying to make money. But at least when I know it goes out, it's going to be right. I don't want to sell something that's not right, So like I say, it's had a full service, it's had new blades, it's now had a new ignition switch, it's had all the wiring done, the starter motor's been reconditioned. It's going to have new tensioner pulleys, the belts are all good except for that one on the drive, but if I have to, I'll change it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on, run it on the old belt for now, and see what happens, because if it starts eating a belt again, I don't want to put a new belt on and have it eat a new belt. I'd rather it continue to eat the old belts, even though the old belt is pretty good, it's fairly new. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're up to on that. So other than that, it's been a bit of a up and down week. So, you always get it sometimes, don't you? You can't always win, but we're trying, we're still here, and we're still working. So, yeah, right, I'll leave it there. Not much really going on, but yeah, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop me a comment as well, what you think I should do about the police thing. Should I just draw a line and leave it, or do I still carry on to fight it? And we'll go from there. Cheers, see you on the next one.